Man, they're good. Really good.
Yeah, I'm real happy with where we are at this point.
Yeah.
And really what we're doing too is we're making a strong move to kind of create a mass-produced product.
Yeah.
Because I think that's one of the big problems in the industry is the volumes are so low that the prices just have to be high. So, so we want to follow up, you know, of course, mass production in this industry, we're still not talking about huge numbers, but the commitment to go that direction and buy drivers in high volume.
Yeah.
We have a new assembly technique which takes a lot of the labor component out of it, so we're still able to build an American-made product with American-made materials that's very accurate but quick, and so it keeps the cost down. Then we sell it factory direct, and so at $1,500, it's a very substantial. It's a great investment. It's a very well-made product. If you lift it at 75 pounds, it's a very solid, quality product. It's not cheaply made. And we've been able to get it's all passive, so there's no DSP involved, and we have all the circuitry built inside the body flush, so that it's very clean and compact and easy, and it's direct hookup. You just hook it up and play it.
So this is a passive crossover, no digital signal processing whatsoever.
Right.
That is music to my ears.
Right.
Wow.
The solution one of the solutions to the trick of how to do this involves actually building the response curve you want into the driver suspension.
Yeah.
And see, that's really what we weren't doing before.
Okay.
So you have to really do co-development. Plus we've worked on a tweeter a long time. The compression driver, we pushed it down to 800 hertz. And so, getting a stable driver that can handle that kind of excursion is another thing that required a lot of co-development.
Yeah.
So it takes a number of years to kind of get through the process of that development. But when you're done, it's like we're done at this point.
Yeah.
I'm real happy with it. So.
Tell me a little bit about the room, and for the folks at home, obviously, what you guys have in here. So these guys are $1,500,
right.
And is that for each, or is that for the pair?
That's for the pair.
That's for the pair.
Right.
So we got truly affordable, and these are dipole. Now, explain for anybody that doesn't know what the heck that is. A lot of the guys that would be following me, they wouldn't have a clue. So what does that mean?
Well, it just means eliminating the box.
Okay.
The box, the idea behind a box is to separate the front wave from the back wave, otherwise there's an interaction and a pressure equilibrium where you don't have any bass. And so that's primarily why you don't see it. But a lot of people have already, through experimentation, already know that it sounds better. If you can make it work, you get rid of the boxy sound and you get a lot more articulation in the bass range. A bass instrument sounds more like an instrument, less like a kind of a thumping box.
Right.
So that's actually fairly well known in our circles of audiophiles, but the problem is how do you do it?
Yeah.
So our first, we've actually been working on this concept since 1988, and so what we've done all this time up to now was use DSP to basically EQ it to get what we wanted. EQ bass into it and to control the response. And that works. You can get incredible sound that way, but you can't really get broad adoption in the marketplace where you're getting a lot of people buying it because it's too complex. And that means more expensive too.
Sure.
So we've really been shooting for this. It's just taken a long time to do it, and now that it's done, you think, well, I wish I'd have known that 10 or 20 years ago. It doesn't seem that hard now, but I think we're kind of the point where I feel like I've kind of done what I need to do. And, don't see we have expensive speakers that go up in the $20,000, $30,000 range that are better and so forth, but this is where I'm more interested.
Hit the ground running, and it's just
Well, I want to get more people and younger people listening to music instead of headphones. On a full range system with bass and dynamics and and this is the way to do it. So we're going to try to push lower than this also.
Awesome.
In price.
That's exciting.
So,
and following suit, you guys are using anti-cables. They're fantastic. So you've
exactly. A lot of these products are very innovative and non-conformist. The anti-cables is a very good example of that. Original thinking, very high quality engineering and design. The Red Dragon is also very, very good, and it's moderately priced. It's $2,000. It's a new stereo design. that uses
Class D amps?
yeah, it's a new Class D technology out of Denmark called Pascal.
Okay.
That was developed for studios and pro applications. And it sounds really good. And Red Dragon always has had very high-end construction quality. So I think overall the package of the product's really good. So that's kind of what we're doing. And it's minimalist system. It's just a computer, a DAC.
Yeah, right.
You know, and it's where we want to go.
Exciting, man.
Simplify. And
what DAC are you using?
this is the Resolution Audio Cantata.
Oh, down there.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's a cool way to do it. It's simple. It's reasonable.
Yeah.
Normal people can do it. And,
Is this the one size of this design that you have?
no, we have 4 or 5 that are larger than that. Yeah.
That's just a little bit large for the room.
Right. We do have one that's substantially smaller, called the M2. That's about the M2 is probably about that tall, and it's 16 inches wide.
Okay.
So it's a lot smaller. It doesn't go as deep in the bottom end, but it's
That's also floor standing. I thought you were stand.
yeah, it's floor standing. It's $2,500. I've got a picture of it right here.
Now, Clayton, do you design the drivers, or?
Well, yeah, it's insane to, that's it right there, the M2. It's insane to manufacture drivers because
that ain't gonna happen.
that doesn't make any sense. But co-development is the best term.
Yeah. Okay.
These larger companies like Eminence, Radian, and all these people, they have in-house engineering departments that do nothing but projects with the manufacturers.
Okay.
So you go in there and you have to have a very detailed, you know, parameters of what it has to do.
This is what I need out of this.
And then you're working with those guys. And
Sure.
And usually when you go to somebody like that, they have not had any background or past projects with open baffle, but you show them what you're doing, you send them a speaker, they measure it, they go, okay, we get that.
Cool.
But for the most part, it's really back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, I'll say it has to do this function and it has to have this, you know, this type of suspension and so forth, and they send you samples, you test it, send it back.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons it takes quite a long time. But we used to, when I was in the pro industry, we did that all the time. So we were used to, we had, you know, probably 4 or 5 major pro manufacturers that we did co-development projects with. So I'm used to doing it, you know.
Cool.
But you got to give credit to a lot of these companies because they're They're American companies. They'll sit down and spend a lot of engineering effort.
Crank it out,
to help you, yeah. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time. Now, if people want to know more about you guys,
Yeah, spatialaudio.us. There's a lot more information on the website.
Cool.
We have a Facebook site.
Cool.
So
you guys are based out of Utah?
we're in Park City, which is
okay.
it's just outside of Salt Lake City.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time. These I would love. I mean, this is right up my alley because it's affordable and you know it's just not intimidating. You know.
Yeah.
It's like good news, guys. You don't have to sell your car to
Exactly.
get into this stuff.
That's right.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.